of interest from obvious people like Microsoft coming in and Google coming in. The interesting thing was when Facebook came in, and a few things happened. First, I think Mark was truly convinced that VR was the future. He saw what we were doing and he said, oh my God, this is the future of computing. This is the future of gaming. I truly believe in your vision. I want you to be a part of Facebook. So, well, we're not really that interested at this point, but like maybe we could team up in some way. And the thing that really convinced us in the end was two things. One, Mark promised not just to buy our company, but to invest a minimum of $1 billion a year into research and development for the next decade. That was really the thing. Like when you're someone like me who's used to working with garage budgets and scraping money here and there and trying to keep your thing going, imagine what that sounds like. Someone comes to you and says, I'm going to give you $1 billion a year for the next 10 years of your life to try and push virtual reality forward. It's a really compelling pitch. In fact, I remember exactly what I wrote in the email to the team after we met with Mark. I said, we might be getting played, but if so, Zuck is Van Halen. He's saying, he's hitting all the right notes. He's saying exactly what you want to hear, and he's doing it in a way that really makes sense. The second reason that we were persuaded is because they made a pitch to us and said, look, Microsoft, if they buy you, is just going to cut you up into pieces and use you to sell more Xboxes. They don't actually want VR or AR to be the next major computing platform. Microsoft's pretty happy with how things are. Same thing with Google. Same thing with Apple. They're already at the top of the food chain, right? They're making iOS, they're making Android, they're selling phones, or they're selling, Microsoft Office, and they're selling computer operating system licenses. The people at the top don't want to shake everything up. They don't want to shake the snow globe and see who comes out on top. They kind of want to maintain things the way they are. So his point was, if you get bought by Google or Microsoft or Apple, they are not going to try and shake up the whole world and make VR a thing as fast as they can. You're going to be a tiny part of their 10-year plan. But Facebook, on the other hand, we don't have an operating system. We don't have a hardware platform. We don't control these gigantic, store. Like we don't control the iOS store. We don't control the Google Play store. But they want to have a platform. And so Mark's pitch to us was, look, you go to those other guys, they're not going to be motivated to make your thing change the world. You come to Facebook, we are deeply motivated because we want to shake the snow globe. We want to make the whole universe move to VR and AR. And even if we don't end up on top, we'll probably at least be in second or third place, which is a heck of a lot better than today where we're way down here. And I think that it was just obviously true, right? Like you could look at it logically and say, yeah, that's actually right. They do need to figure out a way to shake things up. This clearly is that way. And they're committing to spending $1 billion a year on the thing that I am passionate about. So you'll notice that nowhere in there is I did it to get rich. I will address that really fast because I know what people are thinking. I know they're thinking, well, Palmer, what about the $2.3 billion that Mark gave you for the company? On the one hand, that was some tiny factor, but remember that I had other companies that were making offers too. My investors were telling me not to sell. They were saying, Palmer, no, we'll fund you. We'll give you as much money as you want. Like I could have done that instead. And also, I believed that Oculus was going to make tons of money all on its own, right? Like we were the hottest things in the games industry. So in my mind, I was already going to make as much money as I would ever need. So people, they often say, well, but Palmer, you really just did it for the 2.3 billion. I say, no, like if this is about $2 billion, I could have just made that myself. But Mark was offering $10 billion in research and development, and me getting $2 billion from somebody doesn't do that.
Yeah.